back to my channel. Today I have a really special guest. What should I call you, babe?
I think Fiancé.
My fiance!
Cheers.
Baby. So today is our Lobola, how do you say it? Do you say our or my?
I think it's your Lobola. An hour engagement day, I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose. It's my Lobola, our engagement day. And I thought it would be really nice if I did like a little video to talk about our relationship journey and how we got here. And because we have we have an interesting relationship journey, but I think it is how it is in most relationships. There's ups and downs and all sorts of things, and everyone has a story. But I thought it would be interesting for us to talk about how we met, how we are feeling about this moment. We are in our 30s. I'm 30.
32, yeah.
So, doing this in our 30s as opposed to when you're growing up, well, especially for me, thinking, oh, I'm going to get married in my 20s,
Wait,
early
what
20s.
What was your targeted age?
I always thought if I get to 25 and it hasn't happened, it's probably not going to happen.
And I met you when you're how old?
21.
Yeah. It took a long time.
Yes, it took a very long time. So Taps and I have been dating for 8 years. 9.
March it will be 10.
No, baby, it'll be 9 in March. We started dating in 2012. We met when I was 21, but we started dating when I was 22. So in March it will be 9 years. So we've been together for 8 years, and then he decided it was time. And as women, it's difficult for us because even if you feel like you're ready for this step or you're ready for marriage or whatever, there's nothing you can do because you have to wait for the man.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, I need to compliment you on that because you never actually. I mean, I know there were hints there, but yeah, you've never actually faced me and said, "Hey, dude, when are we getting married?" So, shout outs to you for that.
I don't think I would have wanted to get married to someone because I faced them and was like, when are we getting married? And then they were like, oh man, now I should do it.
No, but I mean, at the same time, it's what you want. It's it's goals that you've had in your life, and if somebody's a partner, you should be able to ask openly.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've never. I mean, as I'm saying, there were hints,
but I think
baby,
we spoke about it very openly in our relationship, in terms of at first I was told 5 years. This is the beginning of our relationship. So
yeah, but also I had money then.
Met at 22, and I was told, no, we're gonna date for 5 years. Only in 5 years will I marry you. So then I'm like chilled, right? I'm waiting for the 5-year mark. I'm like, okay, chillers. Like at 5 years, then it's fine. This will happen. 5 years came and gone.
I mean, but it's crazy. You must remember, Nash, I mean, everything with us happened at a very, call it fast pace.
Yeah.
So it was never, and especially when you're looking at how we are culturally as African people. So we dated for a month or 2 months, and then we moved in together.
Yeah.
And so as I don't want to say as a man, but as a person, you don't know whether you're doing things too quickly or.
Yeah.
So there's always that at the back of your mind.
Yeah.
And the way that we've been brought up, you almost want, unlike other cultures, the African culture, you want to spend a bit of time with your prospect wife.
Yeah.
And you want to get to know as much as you can, because with us, it's so deep, it's not just me asking for your hand in marriage or me meeting your parents and saying, hey, listen, I'm interested in marrying one another. It's about what happened today. So you also want to be absolutely sure.
Yeah.
There's family dynamics. You want to see the type of family that person comes from, and
So, with that in mind, with what you're saying, are you wary of people that get married who've been together for like a couple of months?
not even because with age and with growth, you get to realize these things, man. You get to realize that. Say, for instance, you meet somebody, you're 41.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So you've had a whole lifetime to live, and you've met people, and now you know what you want. And I would assume that the same person wants the same thing or knows what they want.
Yeah.
If
they're 41.
If they're 41 too. Or if they're not, maybe they've had similar experiences, because we don't count. Or if you've had hectic experiences at 21 and your matches at 41, Yeah, so it's about that. And I think it's just aligning those things.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it's about. So I'm not worried. To answer your question, no, I'm not worried of that, and I'm not against it.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, it depends where life gets you.
Yeah.
Okay, runs.
Okay, cool. I think I like this conversation, but I did say that we were going to tell people our story.
Yeah.
So I think, let me tell the story from my point of view,
Sure.
but like quick, and then you tell the story from your point of view, because it would be really interesting to know if our story is the same.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So what I remember is that in 2011, I was doing my final year at UCT, and it was going to be my graduation and 21st birthday party in East London. And in October of that year, I threw like a invitations party with my friends where I would give them my invitations and be like, oh, you invited, because I'm an American girl. I watched, what do you call that MTV thing?
Yeah, a lot of
Sweet
reality
16.
TV.
Yeah, I watched a lot of reality TV. So like I did the things that people do in reality TV shows, where you like have a dinner and you like, give people invites and call them up by name and blah blah. So anyway, I did that, and one of my friends was dating one of Tabs's friends. So at the dinner, she came with her boyfriend, and after the dinner, we all went out. And Tabs had just moved to Cape Town that year to work. So the boyfriend didn't live in Cape Town. The boyfriend lived somewhere else in KZN. And he was visiting. So obviously, because Tabs is here and Tabs is his friend, he invited Tabs over to like our after party situation for that. So that's the first time that I met Tabs. It was in October of 2011. And we met and didn't think much of it. It was just like, oh, nice guy, sweet guy, whatever. I was dating at the time, and I believe he was dating at the time, and there was nothing to it. Like, we didn't even exchange numbers. Like, it was just you meet someone at a club, you have a good conversation, and you're like, oh, he's cool, and I would assume he's like, oh, she's cool, or maybe he thought nothing of me, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then in December of that same year, it was my friend's birthday. My friend is born. Okay, guys, I had to change cameras, so I'm filming on my phone now. Anyway, so I think for me, that was the point that I realized that I liked you. And
Which point?
that night.
Oh, when you had a whole convo.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that was the night that I realized, oh shit, I actually really like him. And like, I'm interested in pursuing something. I'm not sure what, but something. But I was so like against dating someone Zulu. And like, because of so many stereotypes about like Zulu men. And like, I was like, oh my word, no. I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
I want to be controlled.
Yeah.
I'm an independent Xhosa woman.
Yes.
Like, I can't do that. Like I like him and all, but it would never work.
Yeah. And yet you were not dating Xhosa at that time.
I was dating Tswana though.
Yeah.
So like, it's different. Like the stereotype with Tswanas is different.
Oh, did you know the stereotypes before you dated Tswana people?
No, I didn't. Person. I didn't know any stereotypes before I dated the Tswana person.
Any similarities?
Between?
Tswanas and other people that you dated?
No.
All right, cool.
It was completely different. Yeah. Oh, there were no similarities. But anyway, so that's the night that I was like, okay, I like him, whatever. And on that night, I told him that I have my birthday party in East London and blah blah blah. And on that night, he said he's coming to my birthday party in East London, and I'm like, no, you're not. Like, I hardly know you. I don't know you. Like, you're not coming. Like, stop talking shit. Like, you're just being a guy. You know how guys like are trying to chamba you, talk you. I'm just like, oh my god. He's just trying to be a man and trying to sweet talk me, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna fall for this. But anyway, fast forward a week into the following week, a friend of mine is like, friend, I really want to come to your birthday party, whatever, but I don't have transport and blah blah. And then I'm like, hold on, friend, actually, this guy that I met, you know, Tubbs, he says he's coming, so let me see if he's really coming. Let me ask him if he can give you a lift, and then we'll see. So then I call Tabs and I'm like, hey, so my friend is looking for a lift. Are you really coming? He's like, no, yeah, I'm coming. Like, give your friend my number. Chillers, I can pick her up. I'm like, this guy's crazy. This guy's actually crazy. But you know what? He did come. But let me tell you, I do think he had plans to go to East London anyway. But I was just part of, like, it just worked out. But that's just what I think. But anyway, our romance was fast and heavy, and like, I mean, I fell head over heels in love with Tabs from the beginning. Like, it was just, and it was like all of my fears about him being Zulu and what just like disappeared, and I realized that stereotypes are there, and they're called stereotypes for a reason, because it's not every single type of person who's Zulu is this type.
Yeah.
You know, they're there for a reason. This is what the world thinks, but every individual is themselves, I think, and that's what I learned with Tabs. But anyway, we dated, and as he said, a month or two into our relationship, we decided to move in together. It was a financial reason more than anything, but it was the best decision for us at the time. We really enjoyed living together, and we moved a couple of times, and in our relationship we've broken up a couple of times, and like I said, like any other relationship that has its ups and downs, we've had our really, really high highs and our really, really low lows.
Yeah.
And it's been like made even more intense because then we decided to go into business together.
Yeah.
And it just made our lives that much more complicated. I can recall like 3 years ago we broke up and we were still in business together. So like, how complicated is that?
Yeah.
To like be in business with your ex, who you still have feelings for, but you've broken up, but you are still complicated. So this journey has been really long, but so worthwhile. Like, to be here today, I'm getting emotional. To be here today,
It's okay, baby. You can cry. It's okay. I mean, it is about us. So, and it's not for camera. It's just for us to capture this experience. So, we need to experience all the emotions. It's an experience more than anything.
Yeah. But to be here today and to be taking this step is a massive deal. And makes it even more massive because today is my dad's birthday, who passed last year. So it's special. Anyway, I was supposed to just recount our relationship.
Our experiences.
So babe, you go.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So as you're busy chatting, yeah, I'm just thinking that we need to deploy more guys. I almost said Oaks. We need to deploy more guys from KZN to actually start experiencing the world a bit, because there are these stereotypes, and while some of them are true, a lot is not true. Excuse me. You know, and I guess that's with everything, because I remember when I left for Rhodes in 2008 or to some like 2007.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a whole lecture from my folks back at home, like, don't you dare come back with the concept. You know, I still remember I had like a whole lot of luggage, and you know, the idea was that because my uncle had an experience when he went to varsity, they stole all his money from his trunk. And at that time he was, you know, he was supposed to attend at 410. And yeah, so that's the story. I don't know how true it is though, but that's the story. So they stole all the money from his trunk, and so today the man couldn't get a degree, right? And so because of those experiences, I was told, like, listen, take half of your luggage. Don't ever come back home with the closer girl, closest of this and that. You know what I mean? And these things can be true depending on the environment that you exist in.
Yeah.
But and I saw it when I dated someone from outside of SA.
Yeah.
And somebody who had a totally different ethnicity to us. It was so difficult for the family to adapt because they didn't know much about this person's culture and background or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so easy just to swipe those things out and not give a person a chance and whatnot. Because I still, you know, you're talking about how we met and the conversation that took place. And actually, the debate that you and I had was about, you know, the same thing that you're talking about. How hard-headed we are as Zulu people, and you know how stubborn we are. And at that time, I was fresh out of varsity. I was very politically inclined. You know, I was a rare breed because I had a bit of a social science background, and you know, I'm also a commerce student, so I thought I knew everything. And you know, I thrived on those conversations.
Yeah. They're shooting a video.